Caitlin Clark may have had a real case for the WNBA All-Star MVP in Chicago, and fans are questioning whether she was ever given a fair chance to reach it. Before the game even started, decisions around her role and playing time appeared to limit her scoring opportunities, and we're going to break down exactly what happened. But there was more drama that weekend, with Paige Bueckers and Angel Reese also making headlines and leaving some fans feeling disrespected. During the All-Star Game, Clark stayed focused and kept competing even as the pressure around her continued to build. While many All-Stars were enjoying Chicago's nightlife and taking advantage of the weekend to relax, Clark's schedule looked completely different. Instead of spending Thursday and Friday nights at parties or events for fun, she was moving from one commitment to another. All-Star Weekend is normally a chance for players to enjoy themselves after a long season, but Clark was working almost non-stop. She had appearances with State Farm, Wilson, and Nike, including the launch of a new colorway for her signature Nike Caitlin 1 shoe. That alone was a major moment, because only a small number of WNBA players have their own signature footwear. On top of those major brand commitments, Clark also had charity events, fan meet and greets, and other appearances packed into the same weekend. While others had time to relax, Clark was balancing basketball, business, sponsors, and fans almost every hour of the day.
You going for MVP now? I'm just gonna keep going.
Clark kept smiling and giving fans her attention at every appearance, even with such a packed schedule. Now compare that with the rest of the All-Star field. During the same weekend, much of the coverage focused on players' outfits, parties, and courtside looks, while their community work received far less attention. That doesn't mean those players weren't doing important things, but the level of public attention around Clark was clearly different. The fans made that difference impossible to ignore. People were lining up hours before some of her meet and greets just for a few seconds with her, hoping for a quick photo, an autograph, or even just a chance to say hello. The demand was also reflected in ticket prices. Last year, when Clark missed the All-Star Game because of injury, resale tickets were reportedly around $71. This time, with Clark back on the court, prices climbed to roughly $343. That kind of increase shows just how much interest one player can generate, and everyone inside the arena could see the impact.
With the sharpshooter, Caitlin Clark.
What makes this even more significant is that Clark isn't a player who can simply take the weekend off and coast through a few appearances. She is already one of the most watched and closely followed athletes in the league, with cameras and fans focused on nearly everything she does. Yet she continued accepting one commitment after another. These appearances weren't replacing her preparation for the game, they were added on top of it. She was meeting fans and attending events on Friday night, then expected to show up Saturday ready to compete at the highest level. That same performance was a major reason fans were willing to pay much higher ticket prices just to see her play. By the time Clark stepped onto the court, she had already spent the entire weekend working, meeting fans, handling appearances, and carrying a huge share of the league's attention. She had given her time to the people who waited in those long lines and continued saying yes to one commitment after another. But when it was finally time to play, there was something unexpected waiting on the other side. While Clark had been giving everything she had to the fans and the league, a decision had reportedly been made behind closed doors that could significantly affect how much of an impact she would be able to make once the game began.
Remember why you play the game. Like, I play it because I love it. And I haven't lost that joy and I haven't lost that love of the game that I had when I first got here.
I do have a good job. Something besides that. Sure, don't worry. I'm going to get everybody else to wear my shoes too. I just want to pass that. Thank you.
If you only look at the box score, Caitlin Clark's performance might seem fairly ordinary. 17 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds in just 21 minutes. Those numbers are respectable, especially for a player coming off the bench and seeing limited time. But they don't fully explain why fans packed the arena or why ticket prices jumped so dramatically with Clark back in the All-Star Game. The statistics alone leave out the bigger picture. They don't show how she created opportunities for teammates, how much attention she drew from the defense, or what she contributed when she didn't have the ball. To understand her impact, you have to look beyond the final numbers.
Let me go.
My long-term goal is obviously to inspire people all over the world. I mean, I feel like we're just beginning to scratch the surface.
From the very beginning, Clark played with energy and immediately made an impact. Early in the first quarter, she read a pass, picked it off, and took the ball straight down the court without slowing down. Soon after, she knocked down a 3 from well beyond the normal three-point range, showing no fear about taking difficult shots. Her early aggression helped Team Spoon play at a faster pace and brought more energy to the entire game. Clark wasn't simply putting points on the board, she was influencing how the game was being played. She also brought real effort on defense, which is rare during an All-Star game. She challenged shots, jumped into passing lanes, and worked through screens instead of simply going through the motions. While many players use All-Star games to relax and chase highlights, Clark continued competing on both ends of the floor. That level of effort is a big reason her supporters say she approaches every game with a serious competitive mindset.
About being excited to play with Olivia Miles as Clark puts in the first points of tonight's All-Star game.
And
here is Clark. Clark pulling and hitting on a deep. Players going up against each other. Howard having an incredible year for the Lynx. Clark again on a bomb. Here's Clark. Will she try again? You bet. Caitlin Clark with 3 logo bombs within the...
Jones finished with an impressive 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists, putting together the kind of complete performance that stands out in an All-Star game. She also made history by becoming the first player to win MVP honors in the league, the Commissioner's Cup, the Finals, and the All-Star Game. That is an incredible accomplishment, and there's no question that she played well enough to earn recognition. When you look strictly at the numbers, the decision makes sense. Jones had more points, more rebounds, and more assists, giving her the statistical edge and ultimately putting the MVP trophy in her hands.
1 point Team Spoon lead. Clark connects on the 3, 4-3 and a half. Asia Wilson getting the ball and then saying, hey, I wasn't even trying to there. Asia Wilson and Angel Reese hugging loud. How excited they were to play together here in the All-Star game as Wilson flicks it in off the feet. Backing away, firing a deep 3 and hitting.
But this is where the debate gets more complicated. Clark knocked down 5 three-pointers that night, and she was taking some of them from extremely deep because the All-Star game was originally set to feature a special 4-point line beyond the regular 3-point arc. That setup was designed to reward players with elite long-range shooting, which clearly fits Clark's style of play. However, the 4-point line was reportedly removed shortly before tip-off, with little explanation given to players or the media. That changes the way you look at Clark's scoring. Several of her 5 threes appeared to come from areas that would have been worth 4 points under the original setup. If those shots had counted for 4 instead of 3, Clark's 17-point total would have moved into the low 20s, potentially putting her among the game's top scorers. That doesn't automatically mean she would have one MVP, but it does add another layer to the argument over what her final numbers could have looked like.
Feeling going into the game? I know there's no 4-point line this year, so things maybe are looking a little different.
Things have not started off very well.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until now.
Took it away.
What are we gonna shoot?
I don't know what we're gonna do all night.
You can still shoot from 4-point range.
Yeah.
You can.
I don't know.
You're not rewarded for it.
Yeah.
The production was already prepared for the 4-point line, with graphics, uniforms, and promotional material reportedly built around the feature after it had been advertised for weeks. Then, shortly before the All-Star Game began, the league removed the line, even though Clark was one of the players best suited to take advantage of it. If the 4-point line had remained, several of Clark's deep shots could have added extra points, potentially making her the leading scorer on the winning team and changing the entire MVP discussion. That raises an obvious question. Why was the decision made so close to tip-off after so much of the event had already been prepared around it? Fans can debate the reason, but the timing is certainly going to attract attention. At Media Day, reporters also asked All-Stars who they believed could eventually break the WNBA's scoring record. Player after player was asked the same question, yet Clark's name seemed to be missing from many of the answers, despite her being one of the league's biggest scoring and shooting threats. The contrast became especially noticeable when those comments were compared with what had been happening around Clark just days earlier.
Clark on the drive, backs it away, wants Jones, finds her. Jones a three is good. Jonquil. Here's Clark. Whips it underneath. Iriafin will lay it in. Here's Clark. Back to Jones. Jones rumbling in. Will lay it in.
Paige Bueckers was asked the same question, and her response did not include Clark. Angel Reese was asked as well, and once again, Clark's name was left out. That stood out even more because Clark had just delivered a huge performance against Seattle, finishing with 45 points and 10 assists. With that kind of recent production, many fans expected her to at least be mentioned when discussing who could eventually break the WNBA's scoring record. Instead, both players gave answers that moved past Clark, adding another talking point to an already heated All-Star weekend.
To tie the WNBA scoring record with 53 points in a game. Which current player do you think is going to break that record?
I'm gonna have to go with Nafisa or Asia.
We have so many great players in this league. It really feels like anyone, any night could break that. I mean, Marina could break her own record. Like, there are so many potentials. I don't even know if I could name one.
I could see Asia breaking that. Asia. I mean, she's tied also with 53. She's incredible. I think she'll break it definitely eventually.
Probably say Asia Wilson. Shoot, I'm gonna go Asia again. She's gonna re-break it because she's just that good, that efficient. She's already done it once, so she knows what it feels like. So yeah, I'm gonna go Asia.
Now compare that with the way other players around the league speak about Clark. Sophie Cunningham has repeatedly defended her in interviews and spoken out about the physical treatment Clark has faced during the season. Lexi Hull, who plays alongside Clark, has also talked about her with the respect you would expect from a teammate who sees her work up close every day. Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell have both recognized Clark's talent and impact on the court. Then Barack Obama appeared on the floor, and the attention immediately shifted. With cameras following him, Obama walked past several All-Stars and headed directly toward Clark. He didn't stop to speak with other players first or turn it into a group interaction. He went straight to her, creating a moment that quickly became one of the most noticeable scenes of the weekend.
And then it just felt like women's basketball just took the world by storm, and rightfully so. So I'm not, and I felt bad because I felt like jealous in a way, and I felt like envious, and I've never been that type of person where I don't want other people to succeed. Like, I want everyone around me to succeed, like, more than I want myself to succeed.
Fans watching the moment live saw exactly what happened, which is why it had such a strong impact. There was no obvious setup or planned interaction. Obama made the decision himself, in front of the cameras and everyone on the court, to walk directly over to Clark. That made the contrast with the earlier media answers from Bueckers and Reese even more noticeable to fans. Some viewers interpreted their lack of a Clark mention as intentional rather than accidental, especially given her recent scoring performance. But the real focus shifted back to Clark after the game, when reporters finally had the chance to hear from her directly. And according to the story being told here, Clark had something to say that made it clear she wasn't simply going to ignore everything that had happened during the weekend.
Hey, Caitlin, how are you? Really nice to meet you. You're great. You're fantastic.
Thank you.
Don't let all this nonsense get you down. Yeah, you know, I always say one of the things that was luckiest for me was I didn't get famous till I was like 45. So I was an old man. I mean, you're my daughter's age. They're not to have that much, burden and nonsense.
Fans had been waiting all weekend to hear Clark speak openly about what was happening, and during halftime, she finally addressed it. With cameras around her and microphones from ESPN and SiriusXM nearby, she was asked about the level of competition in the game. Instead of giving a safe or carefully prepared response, Clark answered directly. She criticized what she saw as a lack of effort from some of the All-Stars and didn't try to hide her frustration. Then she used a word that immediately grabbed attention: scamming. Her point was that fans had spent real money, made the trip, and gave up their time to watch the game, so they deserve to see players compete with genuine effort rather than treat the All-Star Game like a casual exhibition.
Lose that joy. The game's like the game. And you're a hooper. And you hoop.
I try sometimes.
No, you always hoop. And you're on a nice little run right now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
You mind if I get a picture?
Yeah, come on.
Ready?
Come on.
So cute. Wait, guys, get in with me too.
Come on.
Nice to meet you.
Come on.
Think about what Clark meant by calling it scamming. Fans were paying far more than they had the year before, with ticket prices reportedly rising from around $70 to more than $300 just to attend the game. Many traveled, took time away from work, brought their families, bought merchandise, and spent hours waiting in lines for a chance to meet their favorite players. Then they watched some All-Stars go through the game with very little intensity, almost as if it were just a casual scrimmage. Clark's argument was straightforward. Even if the game doesn't affect the standings, the fans' money, time, and effort are still real. And she backed up that point with her own performance. Clark chased loose balls, sprinted back on defense, competed for every possession, and played with the kind of energy you normally expect in a meaningful game. While others appeared to conserve their energy, Clark continued playing at full speed. That difference in effort was exactly what she was highlighting when reporters questioned her. Later, during another interview with Malika Andrews, Clark was also asked about the criticism she had faced throughout the season.
To you next, because you set the tone right out of the gate. You came out firing and kind of
pick it up. I think we should pick it up more. Come on, let's play a little bit.
Play a little bit. I like it. It has set a different tone. Why did you want to do that?
I mean, I think these fans, they pay a lot of money to get in the door. Let's not just walk around. We don't need to go 100%, but let's pick it up and have some.
None of Clark's comments came out of nowhere. They followed everything she had done throughout the weekend, from charity appearances and sponsor events to long meet and greets with fans, before showing up to the All-Star Game and competing with full effort. She had already made it clear through her actions how seriously she takes her responsibility to the fans, and at halftime, she simply said she expected other players to show that same level of commitment. Her comments quickly spread online, with many fans supporting her and criticizing players they felt had avoided mentioning Clark during interviews or failed to compete with enough intensity. For those fans, the contrast was easy to understand. Clark spent the entire weekend working, connecting with supporters, and then played the All-Star Game as if it mattered, while some others appeared to treat the event more casually. That perspective changes how the entire weekend looks, from the removed four-point line to the media questions and Clark's halftime comments. She gave fans her time, energy, and effort from Thursday through Saturday, and then spoke openly about what she believed players owed the people who paid to be there. Meanwhile, Indiana's core of Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell continues to build strong chemistry and compete together. For many fans, that commitment is exactly what makes Clark so easy to support. If you believe she deserved the MVP, share your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more WNBA coverage and the latest stories.